뉴욕타임즈 어제 날짜에 우리나라에 재미있는 기사가 나와 있는데 한번 제가 읽습니다. Korean practice helps friends to stay in touch. Saving groups allow people to finance their vacation and other social activities. Last fall, Gina Kim and two of her friends splurged on a two-night stay at the Ananti at Busan Cove, a luxury resort in Busan, South Korea. The resort, where rooms start at $369 a night, features infinity pools, spas, 8 restaurants, a private coastal walk and beach area, and a 4,600-meter waterhouse, an indoor pool, and a sauna fed by natural hot spring water. We just spent the whole day in the resort hotel, swimming, eating, and drinking, said Ms. Kim, a 32-year-old former teacher who is now a stay-at-home mother. Ms. Kim and her friends weren't worried about how they would pay for the trip because they had spent over a decade saving in Kemoim, a Korean term for people who form financial planning groups to save money for future expenses. Forming Kemoim groups can help friends or families split travel costs equally so everyone can participate, regardless of his or her personal budget. Honestly, if we didn't make the Kemoim, then it would have been too difficult for us to arrange that kind of trip, Ms. Kim said. It would have cost too much, and we didn't want other members to feel pressured by that. Collective financial planning has had a long history in many parts of the world. It's actually not unique to South Korea, said Yoon-chul Shin, an associate professor of economics at KAIST College of Business in Seoul. This practice was developed because there was no financial market out there, and if you wanted to borrow some money, you had to do some self-financing. Dr. Shin gave an example of a village 200 years ago that needed to buy seed to grow rice. The financial structures to take out loans didn't yet exist in many places, so villages pooled their money, bought the supplies, and split what they reaped over time. This practice evolved into a way for people to keep friendship strong and communities united. Each member of Kemoim contribute what are essentially club dues, open between $10 and $50 each month, with the amount decided by the group. As the balance increased, the members discussed how to spend it together. Ms. Kim first formed a Kemoim with two friends after they met at a social club in 2014. The three were attending different colleges and believed the Kemoim would allow them to regularly meet up. Honestly, if we didn't make the Kemoim, then it would have been too difficult for us to arrange that kind of trip. Initially, they each agreed to contribute 15,000 won, or about $13 every month. Over the next decade, they saved more than 3 million won, or about $2,200. people deciding to spend the money on a trip to the Ananti in Busan. By then, the three friends had become busy with their own careers and families, but they remained close in part because of the Kemoim. It allowed us to keep in touch and have a good time together without worrying about the cost, Miss Kim said. Young-un Lee, 35, said his mother headed the Kemoim for her apartment building. Mr. Lee, a teaching assistant at an English language academy, is part of a Kemoim that consists of 2 women and 4 men, all of whom contribute 50,000 Korean won, or about $36 each month. We became close friends during high school, and we've remained friends into adulthood, he said. Initially, we got together just to have fun, but as everyone started working, we began thinking more about the future. So while maintaining our friendship is important, we also decided to support each other through significant life events such as weddings or funerals. Mr. Lee said the Kemoim used its shared funds to reconnect a handful of times a year, usually to enjoy a meal of Korean barbecue or fried chicken and beer. Ms. Kim also traveled with a different Kemoim to Vietnam at the end of April. The trip cost much less than her stay at Ananti, though she said her group of 3 women still stayed in a nice hotel and had a great time together. Kemoim groups that work in South Korea because of the nature of the country's social interaction and the culture of trust. For example, in South Korea, you could walk into a coffee shop in Seoul and leave your bag, a laptop and a wallet full of credit cards and cash in your seat unattended, and go to the bathroom without needing to worry if it would all be there when you got back. Though, to be sure, scams and fraud occur just like anywhere else. Let's say that you and I are friends. Dr. Shin said, we have grown up in a small town for a very long time. We know everything about each other. If I borrow some money and I don't pay it back, then you are going to say, hey, everyone, Yunchul borrowed some money from me and he never paid me back. Because of the collective nature of social groups, Dr. Shin explained he would be ostracized by people in his community. Forming a group to save is so common in South Korea that one bank is adapting to the custom. Kakao Bank, an arm of the country's most popular communication app, KakaoTalk, offers a Kemoim Group account product where friends can share a bank account managed by one designated account holder. Mr. Lee and Ms. Kim started their Kemoim groups before Kakao Bank had existed, so they entrusted their fund to one member of their saving circles. Some groups like Mr. Lee's still prefer this old-fashioned method of collecting money. Mr. Lee said one of his groups had decided who would be entrusted with the money by majority vote. Both of Ms. Kim's Kemoim groups now use the Kakao Bank option because it allows all members to see how their pooled money is moved in the account, which earns up to 2% interest. The account manager is the sole person with control over how the funds are used. But everyone pays in. Users can set the reminders to send their monthly dues to the account and communicate through the app's chat feature. Camoing groups don't last forever. Circumstances change. Friends may have a falling out. Someone may no longer want to participate, or a new person may want to join. When that happens, it's up to the collective to decide how to handle it. There are no particular rules to run a group, although in some groups other people have created their own rules. Ms. Kim said, but my groups never really had the rules. 특이한 단어가 하나 나왔네. ostracize. 왕따를 당한다는 단어인데 그 단어가 지금 이렇게 나왔습니다. 돈 끼고 안 갚았다. 왕따 당한다. 야, 우리나라 개모임에 관한 기사가 뉴욕타임즈에 나왔습니다. 이 세 사람이 개모임을 한 사례인데 부산 가고 베트남 가서 했던 그런 경험 스토리가 나와 있네요. ostracize, 왕따시키다.